Okay, I get asked a lot how to use oils on my kids. Okay, I have 5 kids ranging from age 13 to 19 months at this point. And there is definitely certain ways you want to use them on your kids, okay? First of all, let me tell you about some of these, okay? doTERRA is very mindful that these kids want to be able to use oils. And so they have built a kids line, which we'll talk about in another video. But what they've done is they've taken 6 of the main oils combinations that our kids could really benefit from, and they've diluted it to a really safe place for kids and made it so the kids can apply these themselves, and that it's really safe, okay? When you're applying oils to kids, most of the time you want to dilute it. I have found there's some that don't seem to bother my kids as much, or if I'm putting it on the bottom of their feet, I don't seem to have as much problem. But a lot of the oils can be really warm, sometimes even hot, if they're, clove or cinnamon or some things like that. They can actually burn. And so you want to be really careful when you're putting them on your kids, okay? The best way to dilute these so that they're safe for your kids is with fractionated coconut oil, okay? When you buy this from doTERRA, it does not come with this pump. You can get that extra, and I like that because it controls it a little bit more as I'm trying to get it out. So you're going to take a full strength oil and you just drop a drop in your hands, and then you're going to add just a little bit of coconut oil, maybe double or triple the amount of the drop of oil, okay? And just rub it and then go ahead and apply. If you ever put something on your kids and they're like, oh my gosh, that's really warm, just apply more coconut oil or any kind of oil. You can use vegetable oil if you're desperate, right? You can use regular coconut oil. You can use any of the oils, olive oil, grapeseed oil, anything like that, okay, to dilute it, okay? Often if you're, again, if it's full strength, you're probably going to want to dilute it for your kids until they're quite a bit older. My 13-year-old can handle things now. She's the size of an adult. She, things might be warm for her, but it's not too uncomfortable. It doesn't burn her the same. But if it is warm, again, go ahead and dilute it. Now, do not add water, okay? Water will actually spread the oil out and create a larger surface area for that oil to burn, okay? You want to always dilute with some kind of other oil, other carrier oil. Now let me tell you about a little experience. Yesterday, my little guy got into a roller bottle, so it was already diluted, a touch of oregano. Oregano is an extremely hot oil. It burns, okay? It was already diluted, but he still got it. He got it here on his hands and on his face. And he never did cry, which I was grateful for, which meant it never made it to his eyes. But I could tell he kept going, ugh, ugh, like it's, ugh, And so I quickly grabbed someone to help me, and we just grabbed a spoon, got into my coconut oil, my regular coconut oil. I could not find this fast enough. Got the regular coconut oil and washed his hands in it, and then washed his face in coconut oil. And I let that sit for a little while, and it just calmed things down. And then I went and washed it all off with some soap. And gave him a little bath. But that's, anytime there's something hot, you immediately go to some kind of oil. Coconut oil is my favorite, okay? When you're applying oils on your kids, there's lots of different ways you can do it. And lots of times it'll start to become intuitive to you the more you do it. But here's just a couple of rules of thumb. The bottom of the feet have the biggest pores in your body, and so they will absorb the oil the quickest, and also have fairly thick skin, and so you don't feel the heat of the oil. So when in doubt, put it on the bottom of the feet. Usually when we say apply to the bottom of the feet, we're talking like 1 drop per foot kind of thing, okay? Or even just, if you're diluting it for your kids, it's a drop with some, maybe double or triple the amount of oil, rubbing it and just rubbing that on both of their feet, okay? I also like to, when possible, get the oil as close to the organ or the part of their body that needs the support. So if we're dealing with respiratory or congestion, I'm going to put it here. If I'm dealing with some stomach issues, we're going to rub it on their tummy. If their legs are sore, I'm going to rub it on their legs, okay? If I'm using them for emotional support, my favorite place to put them is down the back of their neck or here behind their ears, and have them breathe it in. Okay, so that might look just like swipe here, and I often will go just a couple of That's probably more even than I need, but I just do a couple of rolls on the back of my neck, okay? When you're helping them to breathe it in, lots of times when you're using them for emotional, like you're trying to help them calm down or to have courage or you're working through anxiety or anything like that, I just take it and I put a drop here or I roll it or whatever it is, rub it, and deep breaths in, as many as you can without them getting, hyperventilating or anything. Don't want them to pass out, okay? You can also do that on your hands. If you don't want to get it on their hands in case they touch their eyes, especially if they're little, put it on your hands and just cup it over their nose and let them breathe it in. A lot of the oils have really powerful, they're really powerful when we can breathe them in like that. Those, sometimes I will rub it down my kid's back too, especially if we're fighting some kind of infection or virus. I like to just dilute an On Guard or whatever it is, or stronger. They have a protective blend in the kids kit, or you can buy this independently. And this actually has some different things in it than On Guard. Really good for boosting the immune system and fighting against illness. And I'll just swipe that down their back or on the bottom of their feet. Okay. In fact, I was told not too long ago when I've been fighting something to use On Guard and this on me because this has some different things in it that would continue to support my immune system that the On Guard didn't have. So that's cool. Those are my favorite things to use for and how to apply it to our kids.